Could you imagine the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson? Yeah, that's right. I said the Ravens without Lamar Jackson. He's been with the team since 2018, taking up number 32 overall. One of the biggest risks I feel like in franchise history, but it's paid off. Two-time MVP. Probably should have been a third in 2024, as he had a career year, man, with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, and that's not even the half of it. Because if you look at his skill set as to what he does very well, he runs the ball, the most rushing yards by a quarterback in NFL history at 6,513, 35 touchdown runs, which puts him in the top three. So could you imagine the Ravens trading away an MVP caliber player? Hey, you got to remember, Jerry Rice, one of the greatest players to ever play, did not finish his career with the San Francisco 49ers. You have other guys who, Reggie White, another one. But coming out of that 2018 draft and making it all the way to the end of the first round was still a complete shock to me. He took over for Joe Flacco, finished his rookie season at 6-1, and we knew, and Baltimore knew that they had something special in Lamar Jackson. But Baltimore Sun's writer Mike Preston thinks there is a trade that is possible, and I can see where he's coming from. He says in an outline of the article of the Baltimore Sun, Jackson is expected to make $74.5 million each of the next 2 years, which is $150 million roughly, making him the highest paid center caller in the league. But a suggestion, maybe you should call in former Ravens great like middle linebacker Ray Lewis and safety Rod Wilson, who played 17 years, to speak with Jackson about extending his 8-year career. The injuries come because he plays quarterback in the NFL. He's the best dual threat player in NFL history, of course. He missed 3 games because of a hamstring injury, then a knee, then an ankle, and then a toe, forcing him to miss a day of practice every week afterward. Now he has a back contusion. So are these phantom uh, injuries, or is he really hurt? Because if you remember that hamstring during the season, it seemed like a phantom injury anyway. If you look at the way the ice pack was placed on his leg, and it just didn't seem real to me, and it seemed like they were at an impasse. And I think it has to do more with coaching, man. Coaching has probably gotten stale in Baltimore, and I think John Harbaugh could be one of those names this after the season that could, get the chopping block on Black Monday. That's yet to be seen. That's just my opinion. But a talent like Lamar Jackson, 6-6 in 12 games, not one of his best seasons. And like I said, this is coming off of his best season as a pro, man, with those 41 touchdowns, man. Like I said, should have been MVP. But here's the overall quote by Mike Preston. The Ravens should look at possible trades which could net them 2 or 3 first-round picks. Jackson would love to play in Miami, where Tua Tagovailoa is no longer, to me, the guy, the starter, or possibly Las Vegas, where Brady, a partial owner of the Raiders, has shown fondness of him. Baltimore should also draft a young quarterback in the early rounds. And the thing about it, man, this quarterback class is not as strong as the 2027 class, which I think will be the strongest in a while. But you could see them make a play for a veteran guy as a bridge, or you could see them possibly draft a quarterback, like he said in the early rounds. But they could, with that bridge, they could, extend that bridge quarterback a year or two, and then they could possibly um, draft a quarterback in 2027, depending on how they record turned out in 26, how many first round picks they can accumulate. Because if you accumulate 2 to 3, that means you get to move up and down the board as you please, especially with the record that you have. But again, remember, they took him in the bottom of the first round. So what if they found another gem at the bottom of the first round? Arch Manning is going back to school for one more year. Um, and I think Mendoza from Indiana is going to be the number 1 pick this year. So I think you absolutely have to think about it, man. At $74.5 million a year, that's stupid money. And the dead cap space, if you don't want to move on for those seasons, 86 million for one season, 35 for the other. The other couple of years have been voided and restructured. But Lamar Jackson, could you see him not in a Baltimore Ravens uniform after 2025? I would like to know your comments, man. Drop them in the box below and let me know. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.